Hey Spooky family, and welcome back to a new episode of Spooky Vault Reviews. Today I'll be going over 3 movies: Halloween, The Haunting of Hill House, which is a Netflix series, and The Nun. So let me tell you a little bit about Halloween. I loved it, and I completely can understand like some reviews I saw before I saw it. I could understand that if you're not a fan of the original Halloween, you're probably not going to be a fan of this one. It seems to me like it's a continuation of the first one, and the sequels just didn't exist. I loved the fact that Laurie Strode was not a victim. They kind of made it weird because it's like, okay, was Laurie crazy all those years, just as crazy as Michael for like wanting him to come out to like kill him, or was Michael just the monster? And I love it because it seems to me like this, I really hope they don't make a sequel to it, because this would be a perfect way to like end it. It would be amazing to end it the way that the ending of that movie was. I was so pumped in the movie theater. Chris wasn't so pumped. He didn't like it very much. But you know what? Chris's opinion is invalid on this one. You can shake your head all you want.
Shut up!
But me and the old people in the theater loved it. So that's all that matters. That's all that matters. And what was really cool is how like there's this one scene where Laurie pulls a Michael on Michael, and it was awesome. So I totally think that you guys should check it out if you're a fan of Halloween. I really think a majority of my people watching my channel have seen it by now. And if I hadn't, been on bed rest, I probably would have made this video on time, but whatever. I do like the soundtrack. I find it really addicting. I've been listening to it on YouTube for a few days, and it gets me pumped every single time. The music was totally there. It brought you into the scenes. The acting was good. It was kind of funny because like I was noticing like the little things that were hidden in the movie from like the first one and stuff like that. There was a little bit of comedy in it where the babysitter was watching the kid and all that, but overall I think it was a great homage to the first one, but it was also a great like sequel. And if it would have been like the actual Halloween 2 to the original one, it would have been perfect. So totally give it a watch. It has my spooky seal of approval, which doesn't say much because, I was obviously gonna fangirl over Halloween. I'm keeping my cool in this video. Next, we're going to talk about The Haunting of Hill House. I was really skeptic of watching it the first time I tried to watch it. The first episode was very, very slow, but then I decided to stick with it and found it binge-worthy, and I was majorly impressed. This series has what I always lecture you guys about in my videos, the human connection. And what I mean by that, like I always say, is it has some sort of draw to you, like you can feel it on the inside. I like when they talk about the family members and their paths, they didn't like go too far into the dramatics. They kept it real. So, it was very close to reality with that perfect dash of paranormal and creepiness. The imagery was fantastic. The ghosts are fantastic. Who doesn't like old houses? I mean, it is overall fantastic. I don't want to go into detail unless there are some people that still haven't had a chance to watch it, so I'm trying to keep this spoiler free for you. You will definitely see what I mean though. And the music was perfect. It didn't rely on jump scares, which was something that I was worried about. I was so worried that they were just going to make it jump scare bullshit, and they didn't. Perfect story, perfect music, perfect imagery. It was beautiful, so I totally recommend that to you guys. Now on to The Nun. What the fucking shit show is that? That was what was that, like an hour? Chris? What, The Nun was like about an hour?
What?
The Nun?
Hour and a half.
Okay, that was the worst hour and a half that I've ever sat through. Okay, I would much rather watch a school musical rendition of Grease with out-of-key children and all that stuff than watch The Nun again. Okay, The Nun is basically about the side character in The Conjuring. I really don't understand its purpose, except for the ending where it ties crap together, but it really wasn't necessary. It just looks like they were trying to make a quick buck. The jump scares weren't even there. The music, I'll give it that. The soundtrack was awesome. The story fell short and it barely kept my attention. The nun basically looked like a crazy Jehovah's Witness, just lurking and staring at you, waiting to see what they could ask you to talk about Jesus. It really wasn't terrifying at all. It was really dead. They put the most scariest parts in the trailer, so I really wouldn't suggest wasting your time unless you're like a modern horror fan and it doesn't take much to scare you. I mean, you gotta understand too, The Exorcist, after that, any like evil nun or paranormal like possession movies are like The Exorcist's dweeby little brother. So maybe that's why I don't find it scary. There are people that did like it. I unfortunately did not. I wanted to give it a shot though, so yeah. Suspiria signature added to my wall. Shout out to Marge for getting it for me. Thank you so much. Anyway, The Nun was a dud. I would not suggest that one. I will catch you guys next week on a new Spooky Vault, where I will talk about 3 more movies. But on this note, I have to go. Bye.